What's up, Bulldog Squad? It's Brittany.
And I'm Kelly, and we're coming at you with a new video installment of our Helpful Bites playlist.
So welcome back to our Bulldog YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about key ways to level up your power yoga flow. Sounds like fun, right, Kel?
So fun.
All right, let's get into it.
When you think of the word yoga, what comes to mind? Do you imagine someone sitting in silence, maybe hands in prayer pose, breathing deeply in and out in a seated posture? Or do you picture a sweaty, cardio, challenging workout that engages every part of your body? I know that I think of the latter, but that's not to say that the former isn't true as well. Yoga can be both. Although yoga is perhaps better known for its stretchy, bendy, loosey-goosey side, it can actually be a major strength-building tool as well.
Yeah, and another necessary question is, can power yoga actually replace strength training? Well, we at Bulldog believe yes. Strength training or weight training includes numerous reps of muscle contractions using weights as resistance, right? Yoga, however, is body weight training. So power yoga still works your muscles until they're fatigued. So in that sense, you're building strength. Ever been sore after a power yoga class, Cal?
Of course.
Yeah, so sometimes just listen to your body. Notice if your muscles are sore, you're building strength.
We here at Bulldog think that power yoga is a way more balanced approach to strength training. Yoga makes our body move in the way that it was designed to move. It's very natural, it's very organic, and every motion makes sense. It helps you break out of the cycle of the movements that we make in our modern lifestyle, like crouching over our computer, typing on our phones. Yoga tones muscles all over your body so that they balance one another out. Weight training exercises typically isolate and flex one muscle or muscle group at a time, like the back and forth of a bicep curl.
And we're not saying weight training is bad for you. We're just saying yoga can provide a similar outcome and possibly a little bit more. So by leveling up your power yoga flow, you can increase muscle tone and definition. Yoga also lengthens the muscles and builds what we like to call functional strength. You develop muscle tone that not only looks good, but it also is helpful in everyday life, like stretching, bending over, twisting.
A 2012 study by the Journal of Sports Science and Medicine found that women who completed 2 60-minute power yoga sessions per week for 8 consecutive months had improved leg press strength as compared to women who didn't do power yoga.
That's super interesting. Also, according to the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies, in a study of 26 participants between the ages of 20 and 58, 6 weeks of regular yoga improved core and upper body strength, and even better results were seen with power yoga.
By holding traditional yoga postures longer, doing more reps, learning new yoga poses, adding arm balances and inversions, you can make your yoga practice more or less challenging. As you get familiar with the poses and build strength, you might notice that your muscles are getting longer, stronger, and more toned.
So, how do we level up our power yoga flow and make it more challenging and strength building to see some of that toning and definition we want, physically and maybe mentally? So, how do we level up our power yoga flow and make it more challenging and strength building? Let's take it to the mat. We have a special guest here today, Rob. He's one of our Bulldog online super fans. He's gonna go through a mini power flow with Tessa online that will leave you feeling stronger, sleeker, and having a greater muscle endurance. Let's get started. Hi everybody, so today we're here with Rob, one of our Bulldog online fans. Rob, you've been in a couple Bulldog online class videos, right?
Throughout quarantine, many times.
Which is great. So Rob is here today as our special guest. And Rob, tell us a little bit about your history of working out, fitness, athletics.
I actually am a part of a men's rugby club, and at 42 years old, I'm one of the older men in the league. So it's really important to maintain proper physical endurance and balance. Some of the things that I really get out of Bulldog Yoga. I'm also a volunteer firefighter and rescue diver.
So as far as yoga, how long have you been doing yoga?
Since 2008, when my wife introduced me to yoga.
Wow, so a while now, which is awesome. Do you feel like yoga has helped in any of your activities, any of your workouts, your fitness?
Absolutely. From after an extenuating workout, I think it's so important to maintain proper stretching, maintain proper balance, and most importantly, utilize that time for proper recovery.
And I'm sure even just some of the mental benefits of yoga, you know, the stress of sometimes the firefighting and that sort of thing has helped a lot too.
I think so. Breathing is very important in all those exercises.
And Kelly and I, I'm sure as some of our viewers know, have talked a lot about post-recovery with yoga, the mental benefits. And today we're focusing a little bit more on the physical. We're talking about ways to level up your power flow, which Rob, I'm sure you'd love to know since sometimes you just want to kick it up a notch, right?
I think so.
All right, well, let's walk through a few poses to level up your power yoga flow, shall we? You ready?
All right.
All right, let's get started. All right, so our first way to level up your power flow is plank pose. So Rob is gonna start by getting into plank, shoulders over wrists, perfect. And now a big thing with plank, obviously plank pose, this is the undisputed strengthener of your abdomen muscles, right? This is like your go-to to get a solid core, work those abs. So a good way to do it, make sure you're doing it properly in high plank. You want to rotate your biceps forward, spread your palms nice and wide, puff up that area between your shoulder blades. So we forget about that a lot. Press into my hand, perfect, awesome. Feet are hip width distance apart. Spread your palms nice and wide. And if you want to level up your flow, and actually spin your fingers back a little bit more forward, yeah. And if you want to level this up, hold it for a minute, right? How long can you hold your high plank? Next pose is we're gonna do low plank. So Rob's gonna start here in high plank, awesome. Palms are spread wide. And from here, high plank again, it's working your shoulders, your upper back, your core. Low plank, you're just gonna bend your elbows 90 degrees. And the way to really do a true solid yoga low plank, squeeze your elbows in towards your ribs, lift your belly, lift your hips just a little bit, shift your weight slightly forward, and maybe you press back up to high plank, do a little sneaky push-up in there. You got one more in your Rob, one more push-up. Low, high, level it up, awesome. All right, guys, next way to level up your power flow is another pose called boat pose. Boat is awesome again for the core. It's a great way to strengthen your deep core muscles. So Rob's gonna show you how to do a leveled up boat pose. So Rob, from here, you're gonna start to shift your weight back onto your tailbone. So you can start to lift your feet to a hover. You can bring your hands to your hamstrings. You can bring your hands down by your side. Or if you want to level up your boat even more, start to straighten your legs, lift your chest high, send your toes up a little higher, maybe hands out wide to the sides. And then from here, you can also take some boat crunches. Drop everything down to a hover. Yeah, perfect. Lift, crunch, lower, crunch. You got it, awesome. All right, guys, so next pose we're gonna take a look at to level up your power yoga flow and feel stronger is chair pose. So chair is obviously like your go-to pose for lower body, just like you're sitting in an imaginary chair. Rob's gonna show you. So start, either feet can be together, or if that's too challenging, bring your feet, and sometimes better for guys, bring your feet hip width distance apart, awesome. You're gonna start to reach your arms up to the sky, and then just start to sit back. Sit your hips back, just like you're in an imaginary chair. Awesome, Rob. So the weight's in your heels, your toes will feel light. You're spinning your pinkies in just a little bit. The longer you can hold your chair, the more leveled up you'll feel. How long do you got, Rob? Can you be here all day?
No, I can't.
All right, awesome job. So next pose, Rob is in down dog. He's gonna show you warrior two. So Rob, send your left leg to the sky or step it through, perfect. Now you're gonna start to spin your back heel down, windmill up to your warrior two. So left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. And the more that you bend into this front knee, the more, walk your front foot forward a little bit more. You always wanna make sure your front knee's over your ankle. The more that you sink into that front knee, the stronger you're gonna feel in that front leg. Warrior two is obviously awesome for your legs, but also the more you reach your hands away from each other, like a little tug of war between your fingers, the more you're activating your biceps and you're still working your core. Shoulders over hips, and obviously, the longer that you hold this, the more powerful, stronger you're gonna feel. Also having your arms stretched out nice and long, it works the deltoids, the biceps, and a lot of those arm muscles that we like to tone and strengthen. Option to hold for 5, maybe 10 breaths, whatever you got, right guys? Awesome, Rob. The next way to level up your power flow is called half moon pose. So Rob's gonna show us, you can get into half moon from warrior two. So from here, start to drop your left hand in front of your mat, start to lift your back leg up. So So, half moon, obviously it's great working that one leg. You're balancing all your weight on one leg. You're working that left inner thigh, the foot that's on the ground. And even though you still have that one hand on the ground, you're still working your core. Now, if you're new to yoga, stay right here. If you've done yoga for a while and you want to work the core a little bit more, the upper body, start to maybe lift your bottom hand up a little bit. It takes the oblique muscles to lift. Keep spinning your back toes up to the ceiling. Try not to fall out, but if you're at home, fall over. Maybe you got a couch to hold on to, a couple pillows. Awesome job. All right, Rob, thank you so much for being here with us today. That was awesome. Thanks for walking us through ways to level up your power yoga flow. How do you feel after those poses, after the flow?
Certainly feel energized, a little bit sore. Some of these motions really challenge your body to do things that you might not be doing often enough.
Yeah, exactly. And just the whole idea, I'm sure, in your experience with rugby, with firefighting, I'm sure you've done a lot of strength training. Do you feel like some of these poses, some of this power yoga could actually replace strength training in a lot of ways?
They certainly develop the core much better than most strength training would teach us.
Yeah.
So I absolutely agree. And then another thing that's so critical is balance.
Yes.
Something that's hard to train for,
Yeah.
but yoga really teaches you that.
Yeah, and that's what's so awesome, and what Kelly and I have been talking about today is how cool yoga, it offers strength building and balance, both physically and mentally, and so many other amazing benefits that you can bring into daily life, but also into your workout life, right? Your fitness life.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being here, and hopefully this inspired you to kick up your flow a little more. Maybe, do some of this before your next rugby game, your next firefighting adventure.
Level up 2021.
Yes. Go Bulldog.
All right, Bulldoggers, did you like this video? If so, give us a thumbs up with the buttons down below, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for regular helpful bites and top tips.
Yes, exactly. This was our Helpful Bites playlist. Awesome hanging out with you guys today. It was so fun having Rob here. Awesome leveling up our power flow. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Have a great day.
Did I say seated twice?
I don't think so.
I have a feeling that I said, do you picture a seated person? Seated?